Couldn't sleep at all last night, just thinking of you. Baby, things weren't right, 'cause I was tossing and turning, turning and tossing, tossing and turning all night. I kicked the blankets on the floor, turned my pillow upside down. I never did before, 'cause I was tossing and turning, turning and tossing, tossing and turning all night. Jumped down a bit, turned on the light, pulled down the shade, went to the kitchen for a bite. Roll up the shade and I turned off the light, and I got back into bed. It was the middle of the night. The clock downstairs was striking 4. Couldn't get you off of my mind. I heard the milkman at the door, 'cause I was tossing and turning, turning and tossing. I was tossing and turning all night. Oh yeah, I was. Rolled out of bed, turned on the light, pulled down the shade, went to the kitchen for a bite. Rolled up the shade and I turned off the light, and I got back into bed in the middle of the night. The clock downstairs was striking 4. Couldn't get you off of my mind. I heard the milkman at the door, 'cause I was tossing and turning, turning and tossing, tossing and turning all night. Oh yeah, I was tossing and I was turning, I was tossing and turning all night. The great Bobby Lewis. Hi folks, welcome to show 76. Next week will be show 77. That's nice. Neat. But this is 76. Why on earth they chose 76 trombones for the Music Man, I have no idea, but this is show 76. Yes. Now here's a sign. This is a quote from P.T. Barnum. P.T. Barnum was a great entrepreneur, truly historical. He really did a lot. And anyway, he had a museum. Okay, we can go to the face now. He had a museum, and he couldn't get anybody to leave. They pay their dime and they go in. Of course, a dime was probably $10 back then. And they go in and they wouldn't leave, and there wasn't any room for new people. So he put that sign up over the exit, this way to the egress, and people would leave and find themselves out in the alley, scratching their head. And he did this to hundreds and hundreds of people and got them to leave. It's just wonderful. So I had that idea for today's prop. There you go. So we have some nice songs for you today. Because I have been working on my singing style, we are redoing some songs because they sound so much better. And for me, more interesting. You see, I figured out a lot of these songs when I couldn't sing this as well as I can now. And very often I was trying to replicate the people whose songs I did. And now that I can sing better than some of them, I can't help but feel that the song deserves, in a musical sense, it deserves what I can do with it now. I'm certainly fussy enough so that I'm not just going to ruin it. Leroy Carr was a skinny little fella, and he didn't live to get old. He lived to about 30 or something. A poor guy, I think he had tuberculosis or something. It wasn't very well. He used to play with Scrapper Blackwell. And there is a great name for a guitar player, Scrapper Blackwell. Of course, Charlie Christian is a great name for a guitar player too. There are so many great names, and there are so many great guitar players. Yep, there sure are. I think I'm an outstanding rhythm guitar player. I guess I'm an interpreter of older material, and somewhat unique in the variety of things that I attack and hopefully subdue, if not conquer. Leroy Carr, it's too short. Well, I'm down and out, ain't got no friends around. Oh, I'm down and out, ain't got no friends around. I go from door to door and everybody turns me down. Well, my woman treats me like a motherless child. Oh, my woman treats me like I was a motherless child. She's always squabbling, she won't give me a pleasant smile. Here I am now, people, out in the ice and snow. Here I am now, people, in the ice and snow. My clothes are all in pawn, and I ain't got no place to go. Well, she says she likes my music, but my tune is too short. Oh, well, she says she likes my music, but my tune's too short. If she gets a long record player, she's sure to get caught. Baby, I can't help it if I can't play low. Oh, baby, I can't help it if I can't play low. I'm just a little skinny fellow, and I ain't very strong. Baby, I can't help it if my tune ain't long enough. If my tune ain't long enough, let me play it again. I went down to Church Street to the Discover Jazz Festival the other night to see a street dance. And you know what happened? there was lightning and thunder coming, and the street dance had to have a big intermission. And it was such a big intermission that my mission changed. And instead of being an intermission, it became the end for me, and I left. Yes, if they started playing again later, I wasn't there to hear it. But it's okay, I got to see it quite a bit. Yes, I saw Cat Wright and the Indomitable Soul Band. Indomitable meaning there's nobody better, I guess, which is interesting since I thought that they were domitable. On the other hand, I've seen other soul bands. I've seen Otis Clay in the parking lot of the old Higher Ground in Winooski. They had the tent, the blues tent, in the parking lot for Higher Ground, maybe 15 years ago. Otis Clay was great, absolutely great. Not only did he do Trying to Live My Life Without You, but he did lots of great stuff. I have a nice big, 20 songs CD of his stuff, and he was so great. And they did a stop motion thing, which is incredible. The band is playing and playing and playing in a really hard-hitting song, and all of a sudden they freeze. None of them move. They don't move their eyes. None of them move, and a whole minute goes by, and you're wondering what's going to happen, and the crowd is going nuts. And then all of a sudden they start together without any signal. I was looking to see if there was a signal, and I didn't see the signal. And they all started exactly at the same time. They started back up again. Incredible. I don't know who does that now except the Hives. I have heard, and I saw on YouTube at one point, the Hives do a stop motion thing, which I can only assume they got from a soul band. Yes, the Hives are one of my favorite rock and roll bands in the present world. They're from Sweden, and if you really like hard-hitting rock and roll, I suggest that you get hip to the Hives. There's a new album, which I haven't heard yet. But I'll get it, by God, because I've gotten all the Hives albums so far. We're going to put a song in this show that wouldn't fit in the last show. A great song from the Hoosier Hot Shots. I can't remember who wrote it. I'd have to look it up. It's called From the Undies to the Andes. The Hoosier Hot Shots were a great and very humorous band. I can't remember if they were in the 30s, but they were certainly in the 40s. And they had a terrific slide whistle player, and his name was Heshy. And most of their records start with the guy saying, "Are you ready, Heshy?" And he answers by going on the slide whistle. I play it a lot slower than they do. Take it, Heshy. From the Indies to the Andes in his undies, and he never took a shave except on Mondays. He never ate a thing but chocolate sundaes. Was a very, very daring thing to do. And he carried for a charm a pickled herring to protect him when the tropic sun was glaring. Whoever met him thought he needed airing. Was a very, very daring thing to do. Otto Zilch, he's a hero of the ages. Otto Zilch, he will surely enter history's pages. voyages from the Indies to the Andes, what a mission. Stopping only now and then to do some fishing. And he went without a copyright permission. It was a very, very daring thing to do. He's a hero of the nation, and he'll be called to the Senate for investigation. And he carried for a spare a pair of panties, but they didn't fit him well, they were his aunties. In his undies from the Indies to the Andes was a very, very daring thing to do. La 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 Hot ziggity. I really want to thank the Colchester Drum and Bugle Corps for coming in and playing a few tunes for us this week. It's really nice of them to come. The whole parking lot was full. I mean, it took quite a while to set that thing up. I want to especially thank those who had to play from the corridor. I mean, the studio is not all that big, and I really give them a lot of credit for coming in here. I mean, some of them even wore those hats, you know, and thankfully our ceiling is high enough so that that wasn't a problem. But yes, my eternal thanks to the Colchester Drum and Bugle Corps. You might see it anytime. Once it goes on YouTube or lcatv.org, it's an archive. You'll be able to get to it. Just like you can listen to a record from 1957, you'll be able to see this show from 2012. I have a thing about numbers. As you may remember from last week when we renamed our production company for the show, we changed it from Your Mother to 1111. And so it shall remain this week. It's a 1111 production. I guess you could call it a 4 ones production, but I think of it as a 1111. I don't know what that means. Maybe I like it because it reminds me of somebody urgently saying, run, 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 run. No, I don't know really why I like it so much. It's an upstanding number. Feel like a broken engine, ain't got no driving wheel. Feel like a broken engine, ain't got no driving wheel. I've been so low down and lonesome, Lord, how a poor man feel. I've been shooting craps and gambling, mama, and I've done got rolled. I've been shooting craps and gambling, mama, and I've done got rolled. I done pawned my pistol clothes are sore. Lordy, Lord, Lordy, Lordy, Lord, Lordy, Lord, Lordy, Lordy, Lord. I went down to my praying ground and fell on bended knees. I went down to my praying ground, fell on bended knee. I ain't crying for no religion, Lord, give me back my good gal, please. If you give me my baby, won't worry you no more. If you give me my baby, I won't worry you no more. You ain't gotta put it in my house, Lord, I only bring it to my door. Feel like a broke down engine, ain't got no whistle or bell. Feel like a broke down engine, ain't got no whistle or bell. If you's a real hot mama, drive away daddy's evil spell, and it won't be back no more, baby. One of my viewers, I see him at the Price Chopper. He works there, and I talk to him. And Jim said to me, I saw you on TV the other day. You were jumping back and forth. You were going like... And, you know, I did that at the end of the show while the credits were rolling. And I believe he said, I said, what the hell is this? And I switched the channel. So just in case you feel the way my friend Jim felt, I won't jump around like that anymore. I think I made my point. I might go back and forth a little, but basically I made my point. I can walk up to the camera if I don't say anything, because this is the only microphone. And if I walk away from it, I walk away from your ears and go closer to your eyes. Once I read an article in Hit Parader magazine. Do you remember Hit Parader magazine? At any rate, it was in the 60s, or might have been as late as 1970, but they interviewed John Lennon, and he was telling them which songs of the Lennon-McCartney songs that he wrote, and which ones Paul wrote, and which ones they collaborated on. And it turned out that most of the ones I liked were ones that John wrote, though I do like some of Paul's songs, a lot. But this is one of John's. I didn't think all that much of the Beatles when I first heard them. I heard, I Want to Hold Your Hand. I go, okay. I saw her standing there. Okay. Love Me Do. Please, Please Me. I don't know. So they were a little shrill for me. But on their second album, they had I'll Get You, and You Can't Do That. And I said, wow, this band is good. So they got me. And this is I'll Get You.
Imagine I'm in love with you. It's easy 'cause I know. I'll imagine I'm in love with you so many times before. And it's not like me to pretend, but I'll get you in the end. Oh yes, I will get you in the end. Oh yeah, oh yeah. I think about you night and day. I need you, and it's true. When I think about you, I can say that I am never blue. So I'm telling you, my friend, that I'll get you in the end. Yes, I will. I'll get you in the end. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Oh well, there's going to be a time when I'm going to change your mind. So you might as well resign yourself to me. Oh yeah. Imagine I'm in love with you. It's easy 'cause I know. I've imagined I'm in love with you so many times before. So I'm telling you, my friend, that I'll get you in the end. Yes, I will. I'll get you in the end. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, thank you all for watching. It's been nice playing for you. You're looking as well as always. What's that you're eating? No, just kidding. If you see me on the street, say hi. I see some people see me on the street and they give me this funny look like, where do I know that guy from? This is where you know me from. No big deal. You can say hi and I'm not going to follow you home. I'm already in your home with the TV. So I don't have to physically walk in the door. To tell you the truth, I don't even have the time. I haven't got the time to visit you all. That's why it's so wonderful to have a TV station, so that I can visit you all without having to drive there, without having to pack up and leave when I'm done. And there you have it. I hope you have a great week, and we'll see you on show 70.